Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Ko. I would like to take a few moments to record this video to talk about cracked tooth. What is a cracked tooth? Talk about cracked tooth possibly one time a day, possibly 2, 3, 4 times a week. And a large part of what we do as dentists, believe it or not, is try to solve the problem of um, pressure, right? So there's too much pressure on the tooth, causing the tooth to break, causing tooth to crack into the nerve. So typically what we do on a daily basis is solving bacteria and pressure issues. For example, patient comes in with this decent filling with a little missing space at the back, right here. So as a patient, you would think that, yes, why can't I just get this filled? Let's take a look what it looks underneath. So we took the filling out. That's what's underneath. This is something that if your dentist doesn't take that time to show you, you're not going to see it. So again, I'm going to show you another tooth that doesn't have this much damage. But that little space that you see here when we took the filling out, underneath it looks like this. So there's a little bacteria that has gone underneath. That's this decay. That's a crack line that extends all the way across. And then there are different forces that are causing the crack line that runs this way, that way. Now, you can ask, can we do this as a filling? Certainly could, but it's not going to solve the crack problem, right? If you go back to this tooth here, if the crack happened because the pressure point is hitting on the walls, on the side walls that's holding onto the filling, if you put a filling here in the center, the crack underneath is still going to get bigger, right? Because we haven't changed anything to the forces on the walls. So if we put a filling there, it probably just will buy time to the point where at some point the crack is going to extend enough that will cause pain and abscess and possibly tooth loss. So the solution for this tooth actually is to cover it with something stronger that'll bond all the pieces together so that hopefully the crack wouldn't extend. In my office, I find that probably works around 95% of the time. So there are 5% of the times when even if you cover it, the crack extends, and then it does lead to root canal and tooth loss. But if I could do a procedure that can save 95% of the teeth, then I think that's pretty good. So in this case, doing a crown, what we call onlay, is a better choice than doing a filling. Let's look at another tooth. Now, fairly similar story, a pretty large filling. You can see a couple crack lines. Again, signs of pressure. So, take the filling out. Now, the difference between the one that you just saw versus this one is there's no crack line that's underneath, that's running underneath. However, you can see there's a little crack line that runs this way. Same thing, there's pressure issues. Crack line leads to bacteria from going in. So if you look at this picture, the crack line really is not that big. Definitely not big enough for the brush to go in there, but big enough for the bacteria to go in and cause a decay process. So that's what happened. That's decay. That's a crack. Now, we end up cleaning out the crack. So after you see this, This makes me feel a little bit better, even though a few little crack lines is there. We end up filling this tooth with the filling, but same story as what I just told you last time with the other tooth. The walls that's holding the filling is still going to exert a lot of force. So the advantage of that is the crack is not that bad. We don't see any crack underneath the walls. There is less chance of this tooth breaking compared to the one that we just showed you. Now, there's still good reason to crown this. As from urgency standpoint, it's probably not as urgent as the picture I just showed you. So yeah, that's my little talk about cracked tooth. What a crown does, just to go back to the photo that we just saw earlier, this is what crown or onlay does. Hard piece of porcelain with enough thickness that it's bonded directly to the tooth. So imagine that if there's a crack that goes underneath, everything gets held together by this strong piece of porcelain. Again, anecdotally, I can tell you it probably works about 95% of the time. So thanks for watching, and hope this video is going to be helpful for you on your journey of fixing a crack tooth issue. Thank you so much.